Solar panels. $80,000. I had a client who actually put one on his house a year before he got relocated and had to move across country. I'm Elise Fay with the Sibbach team, and I've been a realtor in the Northwest Valley for over 20 years. I've sold over $200 million worth of properties, and here's how I can help you too. This is going to be very controversial, but I'm going to tell you, as a realtor, I do not like them. I have not seen anything on the sale of a home where that solar system was a big value add. There are two types of solar systems. One is a leased system, which usually goes for about 20 years, and every year that lease might increase about 2.9%. And that's supposedly to offset costs from your APS or SRP, as the case may be here in Arizona. The other type of system is an owned system. Now, those can range in prices from $40,000. I've seen them as much as $80,000, depending on the size of your home. Most people can't afford to write a check for that, so they'll take out a loan. But it's still owned because the solar company does not actively maintain it as they do a lease. $80,000, I had a client who actually put one on his house a year before he got relocated and had to move across country. So thank goodness he paid it off for the new owner. Because, you got a house that's $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, and now you're going to tell somebody, well, now you got to assume a loan for $80,000 on top of that. That could be a hardship, especially in today's market. It's really tough, even with a solar lease, to have buyers assume that lease. Now, I have another client who has two solar leases on the house. She put one on when she first moved in. Really, 8 months ago, she put another one on, and now she's selling her home. It was tough to find a buyer who found the value and wanted to assume both of those leases. How do you know if a lease is good or not? Well, your monthly payments on the solar lease needs to be far less than what you might pay to the electric company. Another seller, I represented the buyer, had a solar lease on the house, and he had it there for over 10 years. So there was another 10 years left. So we go to do some investigative work and see how much that solar lease was costing compared to the use of electricity. Here in Arizona, we have off-peak and on-peak demand. This other homeowner had his hours at 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So that meant all day was on peak. And so he was still running and had huge electric bills. But at the end of the day, there was no value. My client decides to do some homework, and he calls APS and says, well, I can see that we're at a 9 to 9. If I buy this house, can I switch it to 4 to 7? APS says, absolutely, you could switch it, but now we're going to change the rate at which we're going to buy back that electricity. So right now, we're giving you 43 cents for every kilowatt. If you change it to 4 to 7, it's going to go down to 6 cents. The moral here is, if you look at a solar lease agreement, you really need an attorney. When you realize it, it's not an agreement with the solar company, but that agreement is also with the electric company, as witnessed because you can't change the rate plan. And I think that if you're going to stay in your home for 15, 20 years, get solar. But if you think there's a chance you're going to move, you have to try to convince the next person of the value that you found in that solar. So I know it's complicated. What I can tell you is, please ask me. I'm happy to give you any advice and share with you all the knowledge that I've gained through the years of selling homes that have solar.